Good morning. I am Andrew Whaley. Remember when we first started using the word droplets to describe how the coronavirus was spread from person to person? Well, this was a way of describing the spittle, the little bits that come out of our mouth or our nose when we talk or when we sneeze or when we cough. And we were learning every day how those can be spread and what kind of mask you needed to really prevent that spread, or what other measures we could take, such as not being indoors together or paying attention to what kind of ventilation a room had that would prevent the spread of these droplets. While this science was somewhat new, it wasn't entirely revolutionary. We've been teaching children forever, cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. Try to use the crook of your elbow so that you don't end up with germs all over your hands when you touch other people. Don't share utensils like the same spoon with your neighbor or the same drinking straw. There's germs on there. There's saliva. There's spittle. There's droplets. It could contain some kind of disease. So we have this notion that spittle, droplets, are powerful. But in all these examples, they're powerfully dangerous. I want you to hear in this passage from Mark today, though, a different way that spittle carries power. It comes from Mark chapter 7, verses 31 to 37. Then he returned from the region of Tyre and went by way of Sidon towards the Sea of Galilee in the region of the Decapolis. They brought to him a deaf man who had an impediment in his speech, and they begged him to lay his hand on him. He took him aside in private, away from the crowd, and put his fingers into his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue. Then, looking up to heaven, he sighed and said to him, "Ephphatha," that is, be opened. And immediately his ears were opened, his tongue was released, and he spoke plainly. Then Jesus ordered them to tell no one, but the more he ordered them, the more zealously they proclaimed it. They were astounded beyond measure, saying, "He has done everything well. He even makes the deaf to hear and the mute to speak." When Jesus goes to this man to heal him, he puts his fingers in the man's ears, we read. Then he spits, presumably on his own fingers, and touches the man's tongue, and then says in his own native Aramaic, "Be opened," and the man is healed. Here, spittle carries power, but it is restorative, healing power, not destructive power. Is there a way that our own spittle can carry power that's positive, restorative, healing? Think about the mother who sees her child's face smeared with dirt and licks her thumb and wipes the smeared dirt off, or the one who offers a kiss to the child to make the boo-boo better, or the kiss before the wedding to seal the relationship of this newly married couple. There's the healing that can come when you get home after a long day of work and you collapse on the couch and your dog walks over and starts to lick your hand affectionately and lovingly. Or even that sense you have when your mouth begins to water in preparation for a delicious meal. All of these are intimate, close acts that move someone towards healing, toward a new relationship, whether it's cleaning off the dirt, healing the wound, sealing the relationship, restoring the tired person at the end of the day, sharing a meal with one another. All of these are moments where our spittle, believe it or not, yields power to heal. Where might there be moments today where just a little spittle might bring healing? An intimate connection with someone. In the right context, of course, we're still in a late pandemic, and it doesn't necessarily have to be spittle, but an intimate encounter or a kind gesture, a word, can restore someone. can bring someone back into the fullness of their community. That's what Jesus does in this story, right? He heals this man so the man can be restored as a full participant in his community. Where are we being invited into intimate encounters that can bring about restoration and healing in our own communities? May we be attentive today, where God is leading us into such intimate encounters of healing, and may we be aware of when we have been recipients of such restoration too.